tomorrow is going to be a nicer day. It's going to be sunny and in the 70s. I'm glad the rain held off because I was hiking this morning at Todd Nature Reserve and got soaked. Well, I had my rain poncho on, but my feet and legs were soaked. Now I have my snow boots on because it's really muddy out here. Just want to dress for conditions. So I don't think today's going to be a good turnout because of the rain, even though it's supposed to clear up. I just checked radar and rain moved out. Thank goodness. So hopefully the sun comes out, people will come out. Butler County Tourism. It's going to be doing video throughout the show. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. There are some food stands if you get hungry. Farm fresh hot sausage. This is where the flea market's set up. Not too much going on today, partially because of the weather. Nice farm mall. I am here at the Portersville Steam Show on Saturday, May 20th, 2023. Thankfully, the rain moved out of the area. I'm going to take a look in the exhibit building. My favorite, the model railroad.
Oh, you even have to do the mouse and the water.
It's like my favorite display. There's little steam coming out of the engine. Milking display. Hand fill one at a time. I love those old glass bottles. Cream used to float to the top, and I heard that children loved the cream. They would fight over the cream. Cooling tank. Manufactured by Consolidated Car Extra Company, Chicago, Illinois. Patent. Late 1800s man-powered fire wagon owned by Lyndall Bintrim family of Harmony, PA. Just some old pictures of the area. I think the parking area is bad now because of all the rain. It could be a lot worse. It could be like this guy. Those ruts. I love looking at these old photos. They tell a story. There's Evans City. Evans City was once an oil boom town, and this picture was taken in 1916. Backyard black gold, Evans City. And there's just some farm scenes. And there's more pictures along the wall. Just can't get too close to them. That's 1920s, 1930s Boggs onion and potato grater. It's donated by Keith Ware of Portersville, PA. All the Roy Roger comic book covers. He was popular amongst children at one time. And there was even a restaurant named after him. They had the best roast beef sandwiches. They used to be one at the Clearview Mall. Their food was so good. So in the exhibit building, there's the train models and the steam engines, and they also have the old pictures in there. So go ahead, check it out. You'll learn a lot of history in there. Not sure if they're going to have the tractor pulls. Okay, looks like they're doing some digging on the track. Doing something. Inside the craft building. Little playground. My kids love that playground whenever they're little. They have little things you can dig. My son called it the excavator toy. place of oil is Drakesville Museum and Park up near Titusville. If you're in the area, it's worth checking that out. And it's a great way to spend time after riding the Oil Creek Titusville Railroad. It's one trip I highly recommend. The area is so full of history and beauty too. Oil Creek State Park is just a beautiful park. Similar to this at the Moraine State Park oil well exhibit. It's also a Bessemer.
Oh no. Yeah.
And this is the year of the Alice Chalmers. And they usually have the same show 3 times a year. They have it in May, which is the spring gas up, the summer show, which is at the beginning of August, and the fall fling, which is first weekend in October. This is where they always have the classic cars. But today, I don't see any. My family's going to bring their cars out tomorrow whenever the weather clears up. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice and sunny. There's a 1949 Ford truck. Out there is a Huber, I think that's how it's pronounced, and that was used to pave roads back in the day. There's one car that showed up. Now the sun's trying to come out. Some of the older station wagons had a seat in the back called the way back. So this is a 1967 Rambler American 220 wagon. So no automatic transmission, power steering, no power brakes, crank windows, no AC, no radio, no cigarette lighter. Didn't have all the gadgets like we have today. Imagine doing a long trip without air conditioning. But it was a simpler time. And these older vehicles were easier to work on. You didn't need to be a rocket scientist just to change a headlight cover or do an oil change. And these cars were so much easier to work on. You didn't have to be a rocket scientist to do an oil change or to change a headlight bulb. And I always ask myself, are people actually happier with all these gadgets that we have today? It seems like people just are miserable and just getting ruder. I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I've noticed that over the past 20 years how society's getting. And a lot of people I know, they use GPS, but you have to remember that doesn't always work well, especially if there's no signal. I will say I will never use GPS. I never once used it, and I never will. I'm not putting down those who use GPS, because I know a lot of people who use it, but personally, I just don't care for it.
Yeah, I don't mind the Model T stuff up there. Model T's are... Yeah. There's some doors.
Which door or what is it?
Oh, it's just a Model T. I don't know. I can go through.
There are a lot more tractors here during the summer show. It's an old wood stove. And then there's a potbelly stove. Lots of history. I love those old chests. There's an early electric range. So if something boiled over, you'd be electrocuted. And I'm not sure what year this is from. Oh, there's the chicks. Hi, guys. Oh. old bed frame. And I'm not allowed upstairs, but here's a look at the loft. Imagine a family of 6, 7, 8 children living in this cabin. The children slept up in the loft and the parents slept down here. Knob and tube wiring. It was actually banned in the 40s because it was so dangerous. Because it wore out fast, and knob and tube wiring is not sufficient for today's appliances. Too much amps. I'm gonna take a look inside the barn. I hear horses. Oh, hi there. Hi, beautiful. At the fall fling in October, they have the cider press going. All of the apples are locally sourced, and the cider is so good. Tastes delicious on a crisp, cold fall night. And they make the cider right here, and they sell it on the other side of the building. You can get a half gallon or a gallon.
I remember we had a section go bad one time.
So glad they have the train running. Goes around the tracks twice. At least the rain stopped. I was outside in the rain this morning hiking with my group at Todd Nature Reserve. Nothing like having a girl this morning out in the rain, but it was so much fun. As long as it's not thundering and lightning or high winds, I'm out hiking. It's a great morning out with friends. It's my idea of a girl's morning out. Hiking in the rain.
Well, you gotta make sure don't let them fall off or anything.
You're probably gonna fall asleep on the way home, I bet.
Unfortunately, rain earlier kept the people away, but thankfully it cleared up and they were still able to have the tractor pulls. It's nice seeing small children because they're going to grow up to appreciate the history and the antique farm equipment. We need to pass it on to the next generation.